The National Academy of Agricultural Research Management organized 4th edition of Agriudan, a food and agribusiness accelerator in Hyderabad. The 4-day capacity building workshop was held from 20th to 23rd December. My startup TV spoke to Sameer Gupta, director, Haldivita, on the sidelines of the event. Listen.
Hi, my name is Sameer Gupta. I am a director in Farm Origin AgroScience Private Limited, which has got Haldivita as a product.
Sir, firstly, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you yourself as a founder now, now you're wearing a different hat or a role altogether, from a investor to mentor to now an entrepreneur. And today you are speaking at the NAM event, Agriudan event. What kind of, because you're also in agriculture product, what is the scope you see for agriculture product when it comes to as a startup within startup sector?
See, the scope is tremendous. What I feel is in India, this agriculture segment has never been given enough importance. Now, agriculture, people generally take it as sabji, fruits and, grains, but it's much beyond that. It could be herbs, it could be, innovation, it could be organic, it could be hydroponic. So there is a wide range of products which can be produced, and they can cater to different segments. It's not necessary that all the agricultural products should go to the similar segment. It can go to various segments. And lately, because of the research work and, the government has also been giving importance to Ayurveda, new knowledge is coming out. New people are coming forward. They want to create new kind of products. And this COVID also has given an impetus to this whole process. In the sense, people have started recognizing the spices of India. They have started recognizing turmeric. They talk about curcumin. So I think the scope is huge. It's huge.
So you yourself, have launched your own product, which is Haldivita, which comes from a certain segment, a certain geographical location, and has got medicinal properties. Would you, again wearing the hat of an entrepreneur, also as an investor and mentor, would you advise the aspiring entrepreneurs to look at the niche areas? Because it's not just doing the, as you said, agriculture, the known agriculture of let's say growing vegetables or fruits.
Sunil, here I would like to mention one thing. In India, the agriculture is not very advanced. It's pretty primitive. So agriculture is also required. Agriculture is also required. Warehousing is required. Cold storages are required. Cold chain transportation is required. So there's a whole lot of stuff which is required in India. Okay. Now coming to your point, some of these startups, they can definitely do a wonderful job. But they have to think from a businessman, like a businessman. Because it cannot happen that one product, like I know one person, he is doing Moringa product. He has come out with 2 or 3 products. It has got a limited market. Either you expand it or you grow with it, or you kind of outsource it to somebody, outsourcing in the sense white labeling you do for somebody. It has got a limited market. So, a person has got to think like a entrepreneur. You take for example, like what Haldivita did. Initially we came out with this turmeric latte, Haldivita. It gained popularity. We gained somewhere around 200,000 customers. But after a certain stage, there comes a stagnation point. To get an increment, of say 2%, 3%, it takes much more effort than what it used to take to get 20% increment. So it's like the graph kind of flattens out. So that is a time when you have to push the product in a very innovative way. So what we did was, we said like Haldivita, it's a very educative product in the sense that you have to educate people. Okay, people don't understand what is turmeric latte, most of them. Some do. Then we said, why don't we come out with herbal tea with spices and bring out a different range. Now everybody knows what is herbal tea, what is green tea. So that kind of brings the brand name, again it surges, the brand name upwards.
And then this can piggyback onto that.
Then the initial product can piggyback on this. Similarly, we came out with cookies, Ashwagandha cookies, Giloy cookies. Now we are coming out with premium cookie segment with berries and all. We are coming out with herbs, spices, and we are also coming out with essential oils. So that's going to complete the package. So we have to keep on working towards it.
You talked about the importance of compliance at the talk. do you see that there is a lack of understanding about for the importance of compliances and getting all the filings done in time?
Is becoming very, very complicated. I mean, in the process to ease out, all these matters, I think the bureaucrats are complicating it much more. I mean, I myself am a chartered accountant, but at times I get lost. And the kind of money I spend on professionals, and they're all there to fleece you. So the kind of money which a startup has to spend on these guys, it's ridiculous. If they can make it very simple, one form, one company, one form per annum, that should suffice. But I don't know why they are complicating. They want KYC to be done. They want the directors, kind of KYC to happen, the company information to go, loan information, debt information. I mean, they're really complicating it. That's my take. Sorry, I mean.
As a startup founder myself, I see the number of documentation you have to do and the process. I mean, every month there is this sword hanging on your head, which is the GST that has to be filed. So, well, I understand on one side we have to do it, but other side, it has to, if it can be made easier, especially for early stage startups, so that they don't go through these hoops of concentrating doing the documentation rather than building the business. Now, coming to the event itself, what's your thought about it? How do you see the whole the Agri-Udan 4.0?
No, it's very interesting. Some of the startups are doing very interesting work, and they need. I mean, the more startups they come up in this area, like I was just talking to the guy who's renting out, tractors and infrastructure. These kind of startups, they will definitely help in developing the ecosystem. But the only question is the scaling up, because they can be very geographic, location specific. So they have to scale up. And for that, they need funds, they need advice, they need mentoring. Of course, these institutions are doing a great job by getting people over, by guiding them themselves also. But I feel, there has to be some kind of a system, what I have been talking about in various, platforms, which could aggregate some of these startups. Like suppose there are 10 startups, there are suppose 10 startups in different incubation centers, which are talking about infrastructure. Then can, somebody take the onus and say, okay, let's aggregate them. If somebody, an inquiry comes for Meghalaya from here, then the one startup can do it and they can all share revenues, some kind of a sharing model. Like it's like a lead generation, sharing model. So that is very much required. Similarly in the warehousing and cold storage. So wherever it tantamounts to infrastructure or plant and machinery, I think there is some requirement, where a common database, a common, kind of interaction is required. It's not easy. I'll again qualify my own statement by saying it's not easy. But that is the call of the hour.
Finally, sir, My Startup TV is a channel for startups and enablers like you. What are your thoughts about our channel?
I think it's a wonderful channel, and these kind of channels are very, very important to spread the word around. Because the more people who are going to watch it, they'll get new ideas, they will get more understanding, they'll get deeper understanding, which is also required. So learning can never stop. I mean, even after 35 years of corporate, I'm still learning. Every day is a new learning for me. And then I realize, oh God, I never knew this thing.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, and I wish all the best to My Startup TV. Thank you very much.